Hi, it's Mark from Top Local. We're here with Bernie Pollock, Pollock Automotive in Vancouver. We're talking about cars. How you doing, Bernie?
Doing very well.
So, 38 years of fixing cars, 18-time winners of Best Auto Repair in Vancouver, Pollock Automotive. Today, we're doing a bit of a safety information cast, I guess, on the Takata Air Bag Recall. What's going on with this mess?
What's going on with this mess? Yeah, it's a pretty big one for sure. There's a lot on the news affecting 19 different auto manufacturers, which is a lot. There's probably more on the list of cars that are affected as manufacturers that are affected as opposed to ones that aren't. 42 million vehicles. That's a lot in North America. Or is that may just be the U.S. alone, but the recall is bigger in the U.S. So that's basically the issue. There's the airbags are basically when they go off, some of them can actually explode and shoot shrapnel into the vehicle, into the passenger compartment, and a few people have died. I believe it's 19 or 21 to date have died. Someone died just the other day from one, so it's pretty serious.
Okay, so how does an item that's supposed to save lives end up killing people?
A very good question. So the airbag, way an airbag works, it's a bag of air, obviously, that's meant to cushion your body when you're in a collision. So the bag basically blows off extremely quickly in the event of a collision, prevents your head from hitting something or other body parts, depending on which airbag it is. So there's an inflator inside. It's basically an explosive device that just blows the bag really fast and it deflates. There's problems with the chemicals that they use, especially in high humidity, high temperature areas. The chemical degrades and it can cause a very powerful explosive reaction, not one that was far more powerful than it was intended to. And that's what can cause the inflator unit, which is basically a metal casing, to explode. It's never meant to blow up that much. So that's where the problem lies.
It works too well, basically.
It works too well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's really a chemistry problem. I guess they never anticipated over time how the chemicals were going to change. So they've obviously in the recalled bags and newer bags or ones that don't explode have different chemical formula.
And how many vehicles again are affected?
As of a current date, I read 42 million vehicles. There's 69 million inflators. So some, obviously there's some are passenger side, some are drivers. Some vehicles will need both. So that's a lot of units and a lot of pieces.
Or even side curtain inflators? Is that it?
Not even sides, yeah, yeah.
And how's that affected Takata?
Well, they're in bankruptcy. I don't have all the specs and info, but last I read, they have actually gone into bankruptcy, which is a question of how's that going to affect the recall. Someone will keep making them. The government will mandate it. They'll take over whatever needs to be done. It'll all get fixed, but Takata is probably out of the picture or restructured.
Yeah, this is a big company. They've got huge plants on 4 different continents. So
yeah. When you think about the scope of who they've supplied in the auto industry, it's got a massive company. When you think there's of all the vehicles they've supplied, they've obviously made some that are not defective, and there's others that will be coming defective over time. So you said it's a massive company.
Okay, the big question: how do I know if my car is one of the ones that's affected?
Excellent question. So and if you own a car, the first thing I suggest you do, just get on the internet. Do a little research. So Consumer Reports has a very good page and information about this recall. The US NHTSA, National Highway Transportation Safety, has a website. They have a VIN lookup, so you can actually type the VIN number of your vehicle. You can get some information. Also, Transport Canada has a website. If you're watching this from somewhere else in the world, just look up wherever your local government website is and see, because this is actually not just North America. This is a worldwide issue. But those are some of the best resources in North America. You can type your VIN number. You can even call your vehicle manufacturer. I mean, I'm sort of doing a scan of a list of vehicle brands and well, which ones aren't on here. I mean, Hyundai and Kia are not. Of course, they could be. Things change. So I would just look over those websites, see what you find first, and then if you have any questions at all, call a dealer, give them your VIN number, and they can let you know whether it needs a recall.
And who's going to fix my car if it's recalled?
Yeah, it'll be the dealer of the vehicle. So if it's a Honda, it'll be a Honda dealer.
So are there any vehicles more dangerous than others for these exploding devices?
There is, and actually, if you look on the some of these websites that I mentioned, the Highway NHTSA, they have a big listing in Transport Canada. I looked this morning. There's a listing of several vehicles they say are extremely dangerous. Some of these are early Hondas and Acura, early 2000 Hondas and Acuras, so about 2001 to 4, somewhere in that range. Some a little newer than that. Also a Ford Ranger. I think it's a 2006 Ford Ranger. Ford actually recommends not even driving the vehicle. So make sure you look at this stuff. If you're watching this video, check this out. Just make sure you know your vehicle's safe. But there are a few that are apparently extremely bad.
So what if I can't get my vehicle in for whatever reason? I'm out of the country, or I'm, I don't want my kids driving it. Is there some way that I can disable the airbag in the interim?
That's an interesting issue. I mean, so this is a question I think that people may come to our shop going, "Can you disable my airbag?" Well, it's actually illegal for us to disable a piece of safety equipment. So, but is it better to have one that could blow up and kill you? I mean, say probably not. There are ways to disable them, and I don't want to say how to do it here. That's something you'd have to figure out on your own. I mean, there are fuses for airbags, but whether or not that's going to even, if you remove it, whether that's going to affect it or not, I'm not certain. They build these systems pretty integral to the vehicle, so there's, they're there to work. But yes, there are ways to disable it, but I won't tell you how, and it's not something that we can do in our shop.
So do you think that more vehicles will be listed in the recall as time goes on here?
Yeah, absolutely. They actually, if you look on the NHTSA website, they actually have a list of future recalls. So they're looking at vehicles that are going to be recalled in the future. There's actually a timeline right up into 2019, into next year of vehicles. I don't know if they actually list the vehicles that are going to be recalled, but they're looking at things. So I guess there's a lot going on behind the scenes around this. So just because your vehicle is good today doesn't mean it's going to be, it's going to be good tomorrow. So just keep on top of it. Maybe every 6 months, have a look and see what's going on to make sure you have the safest vehicle on the road. You want your airbag to work for you, not against you.
Exactly. And is Pollock offering any kind of service in this regard to help out their clients who they've got records of?
Yeah, if you're a customer of ours, please give me a call. We'd be happy to look up your VIN number and let you know whether yours is affected by a recall or not. If you can do it yourself, but if you want to give us a call, we're happy to do it for you.
So there you go. If you something to check, you have an airbag in your car, you need to check this. Your life depends on it. This is a serious problem. Call your dealer and they'll have a recall to fix your vehicle if it's one of the ones listed. Check out Consumer Reports, check out Transport Canada or the NHTSA in the United States, or your particular country's government safety, highway safety board, and there'll be a listing of whether your car is on the list and needs to be repaired ASAP. And if you need service for your vehicles, the guys to see in Vancouver are Pollock Automotive. You can reach them at 604-327-7112, or check out their website, pollockautomotive.com, or our many years now of live broadcasts at Pollock Automotive Repair. Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks, Mark.